Hey everybody, Michael Bunker here. Welcome to the video. This is going to be kind of the start of maybe a new series. We'll see how it goes. Just where I kind of walk around, not tied to the desk, talk to you about different things that are going on, different thoughts, off-grid living, preparedness, whatever. Could be anything. Things we do inside the cottage, things we do out here. So I'm going to start that off today. Welcome to the video. Sit back and we'll talk about things. So on these talks, they'll all be different. Maybe I'll be walking around, maybe I'll be showing you something up at the cottage. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Walkabout, smorgasbord, or something like that. A lot of times there's things that people ask me questions about, things that I want to talk about, but I just don't ever have any time to sit down and put together a whole episode of the live or something about it. And so, this is what I'm going to do. So today, I'll have several topics, things I want to talk about, but the main one is going to be temperature, weather, and living off-grid. So right now, perfectly blue skies, sun is out. You see I got a ski cap on, or whatever you want to call it, beanie. It's about 48 degrees here in Central Texas. It was 25 this morning, which is quite cold for here. And it's supposed to get up a few more degrees, and if it does, the tarp's coming off, not for the video, that's only for the wife, but so I can get some vitamin D on the skin. So I get questions a lot, and some of you who have been with me watching my stuff for a long time, I've done videos, my how-to videos, how we do stuff, series on living in heat without air conditioning, without electricity, living off grid. And I've shown our root cellar. I'll be doing more of that. So if you've missed it, you could go back and watch those videos, or, we'll be getting to it. But for the most part, the conception of temperature in the modern age is pretty skewed. And I find this out every year, in the summer and in the winter. Generally in the winter, I'll post something on social media that says something like, "Woo, it's cold today." And inevitably, and I don't think I'm attacking anybody if you've done this, thousands of people have done this to me. Inevitably, somebody will respond, "Oh, it ain't cold there. I live in Juneau, Alaska, and it's minus 1,000 degrees, and we start our fires with ice." Something like that. And there's a complete, you want to say, ignorance of, first of all, it doesn't matter. It's not a comparison. It's not a race. It's not a competition. Now, I don't contact these people when it's 105 degrees here in the summer and they're complaining because it's 82 and say, "Oh, it ain't hot there." It doesn't matter. People become acclimatized to wherever they live. Hot is hot and cold is cold. And I want to get to in a minute the fact that we're supposed to experience extremes of heat and cold. It's good for our body. But the fact is, when you're living off grid, you actually are experiencing those temperatures. Modern Americans live in a 72-degree womb where they think because it's 20 degrees outside or minus 20 degrees, they'll say, "Oh, it's minus 20 here. We've got it rougher than you." They're saying that in their centrally heated home where it's 72 degrees. Now, I say that, and I'll get messages, comments, people saying, "Well, we keep our heater at 70 degrees or 68 degrees, and in the summer we keep our air conditioner at 77, 78. It's not the point. The point is that when you live in a climate-controlled environment 24/7, it's not really a discussion we're having about if it's cold. When all you do is walk from your 72-degree house into your climate-controlled car to go to a climate-controlled store or a climate-controlled job, it's just not the same. You'll understand why I don't, I laugh at those comments. And so when you live this life, you experience those temperatures. It doesn't mean we don't have a wood burner, that we don't have propane heat on occasion. What it means is that we don't use those things all the time, and we actually live outside, so we experience it. This summer, when I was putting up videos, living at 104, 105 degrees every day, there's no air conditioning. I would get under the trees in the shade, get into the hammock. If we got really bad, go down into the root cellar, pull some water out of our cistern, colder water, pour it over me, and that's how you do it. And it's actually good for your body to experience those things and to experience that type of resistance. And so yesterday was very cold here. It was 30s, but we had 40-mile-an-hour wind, and it was just brutal cold. And I was telling my wife that in my fitness side, that I had overeaten about 500 or 600 calories because she was home. We had donuts in the morning and a few other things. And I said, I think I'll probably make it up just from being out in the cold, because I spent about 6 hours at the office without any heat. It was very, very cold in there working. And when your body begins to shiver, you burn a lot of calories. It's actually really good for you for a while. And so I ended up probably at the end of the day with a surplus of 600 or 700 calories more than I would normally eat. And yet this morning when I weighed, I lost 1.5 pounds. And that has primarily to do with the fact that I had spent so many hours out in the cold. So, you know, when you're experiencing things, it's resistance as a whole is good for the human body, which is why our credo here at Bunker Nation is that we embrace discomfort. And so I'm out here right now in short sleeves, 48 degrees, beautiful day, gorgeous, experiencing the cold. When it gets a little bit warmer, I'm gonna pull this shirt off, get some vitamin D, good for the immune system, do some more walking. I'm getting steps right now. I've got some work to do, so I'm gonna carry you with me for a few things, point out a few other things we're doing, and that's about how these things are gonna go. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the little bell icon so that you get notifications if you like these sort of things. Share them with other people, comment, tell me what you think, things you'd like to see, questions you have, etc. And I'll talk to you again in just a minute. So I'm up here in our little tiny cottage, and here's the thing. Advice, I've talked about this on Facebook before. When you go in the grocery store, I can't afford expensive meat, and we've butchered 4 pigs, so we have a lot of meat. But sometimes in their expired meat section, they got really, really good deals, and the meat actually has been kept at a good temperature because it's at the grocery store. And it's actually just it's the same thing they charge you for aged beef. And so this is a ribeye, 19-ounce ribeye. Got this for $4.89 a pound, regularly $14.89 a pound. So I'm going to cook this in a cast iron skillet. We use a lot of cast iron. And I've had it sitting out this morning. It's been very, very cold. So I've had it sitting out drying, so it'll get a good sear on it. It's going to be beautiful. So that's a thing. So as you know, we got a propane stove here. We also have a wood burner. It's not being used right now, so it's covered with stuff. But we got a wood burning stove we use. So that's our fallback. We can either use it if we want to use it, or if, you know, things hit the fan. We got a land made of wood. We have this propane heater too. We don't have to use it, but we do. And then I got these today. A bunch of beer kits. I highly recommend these. I am not sponsored by Midwest Brewery Supply, but these are their Simply Beer kits. Let's see if you can read it. Simply Beer. There's an IPA, a stout, and a brown ale. And these are like 20 bucks. They make 2 cases of beer. Now, I know there are people who are purists, and I've done it. I've been brewing since 1992 or something like that, since I got married. And there are people who, oh, you got to do all grain brewing or you're cheating. It's not a competition. I've done all grain brewing. I've taught brewing classes. I've done all of it. I've made beer and alcohol products from stuff we've grown on the land. However, if you just want a whole lot of beer really, really cheap, we're going to fill our root cellar up. I still have beer down there from May that I brewed in May. But it's starting to get a little low, so we're going to brew these up. Each one of these packages, which is $20, makes about 48 bottles of beer, 12-ounce beers. Sometimes we use bigger bottles, so it makes it a little less. And then we put them down in the root cellar, and we don't have to buy beer unless we want to. I can also make it, like I said, from stuff we grow on the land, stuff, whatever. And I have a small beer video, which I'll link to in the description. Everybody can go look at that. If you want a non-alcoholic, a very low alcoholic beer-like drink that I make straight off the land, I got a video on that. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna cook up this steak, and then I'll be right back. All right, most people don't know how to use cast iron, right? Someday I'll do a video on it. We've got some really nice cast iron here. 1 second spray of olive oil spray. You want to get it smoking a little bit because you want a good sear. It needs to be hot. And one of these days I'll do a video on how to take care of your cast iron and how to use it properly. So that's smoking a little bit. Slap this baby. 4 minutes on each side. Get a good sear on both sides. Finish it off in the oven. Down the hatch. Oh yeah. Got a good sear on it. All right, got a really good steak here. This is going to be around, I'll check it for sure later, excuse me, about 1,200 to 1,300 calories. A lot of calories in a ribeye. About 99 grams of protein. It's a lot of protein. Got myself a little garden salad. About 25 calories a salad. A little nearly 0 calorie Walden Farms ranch dressing on it. You might ask yourself, why do you even care about calories when you're about to eat 1,300 calories of steak? Well, when you eat anabolic, you follow my anabolic diet, then you can do this. And you can eat really, really well. And you can look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this thing down. Hope you guys aren't too envious. And then I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, it's supposed to be a bone in the ribeye, but that's pretty much the extent of the bone on this thing. As Jesse James West says, last bite, best bite. As Greg Doucette says, last bite, worst bite, because it's over. Wah, wah, wah. All right, everybody, so this could be the end of the video. I wanted to tell you the ribeye, because the bone was really, really small. I expected it to be 2-3 ounces. So I ended up, the macros on that, if you're on an anabolic diet, you only count protein and total calories. Total calories, 1,463 calories just in the steak. And the protein was 106 grams of protein. It was a bomb. And it was great. It was delicious. All right. So here's the thing. I don't know what to call these little segments. I'm going to start doing these fairly regularly. Come up with a name, a good name for a segment where I just kind of walk around or ride around or get on a horse or show you guys things or show you how to do things. And it's all maybe 3 or 4 topics in one video. Let me know what to call it. Put it down in the comment section. I'll pick the best one. I'll probably get you something like a t-shirt or something. I know I got some new merch coming. It's not ready yet, but we're going to get some Embrace Discomfort t-shirts and whatnot. So if I pick your title, if I find one I like and I pick it, I'll get in touch with you and let you know what we're going to do. All right, everybody. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. I need to get the subscribers over 2,000. Appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.